good, y'all? And you are now tuning into Respectfully with Miss Pretty Young Thing. I'm your girl, PYT, and let's get into it. So, y'all, I am overdue for a catch-up with Surviving 305, okay? So, I'm backed up with our episode 10 recap, as well as our episode 11 recap. The season finale came out, and everything in between. So let's go ahead and play catch up for a second. So if you haven't already tuned in, on Lamar's Company Productions on YouTube has a show called Surviving 305. I have been watching, I have been loving. Everything is so good with this show, okay? So please do me a favor and subscribe to his channel. It's a good friend of mine. We went to college together. That's my boo. We've known each other for over 10 years. I'm showing my age. But yes, he's on season 2 right now. Episode 13 launched last week or 2 weeks ago. Okay. And like I said, we are playing catch up. Okay. We want to make sure that we get everything together, give all the good details and things of that nature. The last episode that I covered was episode 9. So we're going to be talking about episode 10 today. Okay, the next video that I post is going to be talking about episode 11, and then we're going to go into the season finale part 1, which I believe is episode 12, and part 2, which is episode 13. Okay, so once again, like I said, if you haven't already done so, catch some of my last videos. We reviewed the entire season 1 and have been going episode for season 2, starting from episode 7, because I did a 1 through 6 episode recap. Catch that as well. But before we get started, please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. Okay, like this video, comment, let me know if there's anything else that you want me to touch base on when it comes to TV shows. Okay, so you already know we're covering Survivor 305. You know, we're covering some of the other things going on the channel. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'm gonna be beating my face. We have a long day today. We have a whole bunch of stuff to get into, so let's get good. Okay, so episode 10 recap. Let me go ahead and start off my flat iron and my hot comb, and let's get started. So episode 10 was entitled Life's Highs and Lows. So we already know this season is all about mental health, awareness, getting everything good when it comes to your self-care and things of that nature. All of the cast members are doing their very best to make sure that they are in tune with their inner self, that they're doing everything that it possibly takes to be able to, you know, survive in the 305. Like, hello, not to be cliche, but that's the name of the show. So if the episode starts with the lunch date between Jamal, Keisha, and Kia. Okay, we already know Keisha and Kia are 2 peas in a pod, and Jamal is meeting them for lunch. They met at this salad bar. Very cute place. Just have some quick conversations, catch up, because we haven't seen Keisha in a minute in the series, and so on and so forth. So we just went to discuss life, talk about the group dynamic with all of the other cast members, talked about the hookah situation with Damari and Kia. Okay, they also talked about Jamal's dad being in the hospital. Okay, and that he has been very distant because of it, and that he's trying his best to push hard for the group, but at the end of the day, life is lifing, okay? And when it comes to, you know, that, I definitely commend Jamal, because even me doing my own solo dolo YouTube career, like, is very overwhelming at times, very much up and down as far as my mood. Oh, I just put this on, y'all, the serum. Now we putting on the eye cream. It is very much an up and down roller coaster. So I can only, like, I can't even fathom how it would feel to cover for, you know, a big cast plus a production team, you know, launching every week and things of that nature. Like, listen, hats off, hats off, hats off. But you got it. Keep on pushing. Do not let, you know, anything on life take you away from what your goal is. I already know you know that, but I love you and I'm rooting for you and I'm here for you and I'm praying for you. Okay? Pray for your father as well. You got this. Traveling mercies your way. So, they also had a chance to talk about, you know, going off of the realm of Jamal's father, that apparently Vernisha's grandmother had passed, okay? So they were discussing that, which led to the discussion of, you know, the Vernisha and Jamal dynamic, which kind of a little juicy because you already know Keisha and Kia are not too fond of Vernisha, okay? So by the time they started talking about that, Jamal was basically just like, I don't know, it's kind of, you know, weird because he feels like she does things purposefully to get up under his skin. I don't know if y'all have those frenemies, if you may, that purposefully do things or purposefully say things or purposefully belittle you or purposefully like just want a negative reaction out of you just because they can. It's giving that. It's giving, Vernisha is literally, quite literally, Lip Scrub by Fenty Beauty, doing everything that she can to hurt him, okay? And that's how it feels to Jamal. And honestly, that's how it looks to me. Because you ain't going to sit here and tell me that you literally purposefully say certain things, take certain jabs, because you want to push his buttons. That's not a friend. I'm not going to sit here and do, if me and my friends are that's how we joke. Like, hey, ugly, hey, big head. There's a difference between that and you purposefully, you know, making me feel insecure in certain circumstances. And the I'm just joking never comes. You know, that's not how our dynamic is. So for you to move in that direction, I don't know. Everything about it gets toxic. It gets toxic. Her need to get under his skin caused him to put distance, you know, and his guard up so that he can protect his energy. And rightfully so, Jamal. Come on. So when it came to this sit down, it got a little interesting because literally in the middle of their sit down, Jamal gets a call from Escape's manager. Now, if you don't know who Escape is, you're too young, okay? Escape, if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you already know. Old Lady Gang CEO, okay, is a member of Escape. If you watch, what's it called? Not Family Business. I don't know. Tiny and T.I. Family Hustle. There we go. You know, Tiny was also a member, okay? And big shout out to Jamal for getting them to call him per reference. Highly recommended, okay, to make alterations and fitting for the group Escape for their tour, okay? Big shout out to Jamal. I've always seen bigger and better things for him. So for him to pull such a like great gig like that, I know they were paying well. I know that definitely like made you realize like this is me, this is it. Like prom dresses are not the only thing that you are destined to do. And I'm super excited to see what other things come of this. So I'm glad that the conversation ended up turning around. Yeah, my lips been real dry lately. Let me get some coconut oil. I'm so glad that the conversation ended up making a turnaround before the end of y'all lunch date. So then we pan out to the hospital, okay? So of course, like we said before, Jamal's father has been, you know, hospitalized and he's been going under a lot of health procedures. His health has been declining due to the procedures. I think they said he had sepsis. So sepsis is a potentially life-threatening condition that arises when your body's response to infection causes injury to its own tissues and organs. So it's literally your body fighting your body while your body is trying to heal your body. It's really a life-threatening situation that his father is going through. So he said that he lost over 20 pounds in a week. And it was just a lot happening. So of course, Jamal still having to do the Escape project, still having to do the Surviving 305 project, still trying to rebuild his home. Remember, he inherited his family home, still working on the renovations when it comes to that. So many things going on top of the fact that his father is sick. You are in my prayers. You are definitely in my prayers. So that is going on. They move from the hospital scene and move over to Escape. I love the fact that, after the rain, there's going to be a rainbow. And even though Jamal is going through all of these things, he still has an opportunity to make his money, live his life, enjoy himself, pursue his passion, and kind of sort of, continue to push his name, his brand, and things of that nature. So I was loving every moment of watching him. So we see Jamal getting ready to head to the arena. I know it as the AAA. Since I've moved, the American Airlines Arena has gotten another name. I don't care what it is. It's still the AAA. Okay? So he's headed over to the AAA. He arrives there. He goes backstage. He gets to vlog a little bit before the show, but you already know, with contracts and things of that nature, there's only so much that he can show. Conversations that he can't, let us know about. He was there to do a last minute store run in Wynwood. Okay, bringing up a bunch of things. He ended up coming back, making the alterations, good to go. Complimentary VIP and backstage passes added, to his money. Okay. Big shout out to them for taking care of my boy. Hello, you already know the vibe. And he got to watch the show, watch his alterations. Everything was new. Everything was nice. I was 100% here for it. Big shout out to you, Jamal, for booking that gig, okay? I love the fact that they called you, okay? Your name is setting off bells, okay? I hope somebody else seen those outfits and was just like, ooh, Candy, who got you that? Tiny, I'm loving that outfit. Where'd you get that? Like, I was 100% here for it. So T.I. did a surprise visit on stage. I think Tank was in it as well. It was a lot of networking happening after the concert. It was honestly lit. So that being said, they also ended up panning back to the hospital, okay? So, of course, things are still rough with Jamal's dad. And honestly, you just sometimes when it comes to situations like this, you have to prepare for the worst. Like, you have no choice but to make sure that you have all your eggs, all your ducks in a row. You can't, you got to bet on life, but then you can't always do so, because at the end of the day, you only have one life to live, and we're not guaranteed. Nothing's ever promised, So honestly, I'm just hoping that, the best outcome is what's going to come out of this, and only God knows what the best outcome is. So big up to Jamal, his brother, his family, his mother, and on this hard time. But by the time they pan out to the hospital again, his dad is actually doing better. His energy is coming back some. He's finally able to eat. Remember, I said he was losing pounds like crazy. So that was definitely a good sign. You already know declining health starts with, you not wanting to eat, because, baby, food is what we need. So once you see a sick person, like, saying no to food, it kind of is a bad thing. So to see that his father immediately started eating back was amazing. And of course, they still, had to make sure that they got their affairs in order just in case. Now, big shout out to Jamal for showcasing this part of his life. I know it's a lot happening in between, the home and, going back to work, because remember, Jamal started to get work within a 9-to-5 again, so that he can collect more money, because he wasn't doing prom dresses that season. As CEOs and entrepreneurs and business owners, we always have to make sure that we're good. And, when it comes to our passion, but then at the same token, sometimes our passion, has to be in first place with a steady foundation up under it, by way of making sure that we're paying the bills, by way of making sure that we have health insurance, car insurance, lights on, a place to call home. And sometimes, you'll see those stories where a person will come out with $1 in a dream, but in this day and age, what used to be $1 is now $5. So we got to make sure that we're straight. So I applaud Jamal for not forgetting, yes, the dream is there. It doesn't have to lay to rest in the process of this, but he got to work smarter and not harder. Okay. So as he is, networking and stacking his money, doing some of these other gigs, he is still able to, make it through the everyday circumstances, especially knowing that, his parents are getting older. Type in the comments if you have older parents and you can relate to Jamal in this circumstance, or even when it comes to his circumstance with Vernisha. Let me know in the comments if you have a friend of me that, has a habit of talking to you some type of way, and, you maybe are kind of shifting away from them energy-wise because you just don't want that energy around you. Let me know if you've ever been in a situation like that. Type it in the comments so that I can send those messages over to Jamal, whatever feedback that you have for him when it comes to how he should handle his friendship with Vernisha, okay? Now, once again, I definitely give him a round of applause for, everything that he's going through as far as that. Even, some of the other cast members, we know that Ahmad is even thinking about moving outside of the 305 and heading over to Texas. Like, so many of them have different avenues of life that gotta shift them outside of their comfort zone. And honestly, I'm loving this season from the standpoint of, like, the name of this season should have been Pray For Me, because everybody is going through a situation that causes, like, God is shifting. And honestly, all that tells me is that there's nothing but greatness coming from the Surviving 305 series, because there's so much for them to offer. Like, they come from such different walks of life, such diversity, and that's what made me fall in love with this in the first place, to want to cover it. Like, I always remind y'all that my good friend is the EP and the creative director and the creator of Surviving 305, but it doesn't change the fact that, like, I wouldn't be covering this show if I didn't believe in it. Like, if I didn't see that, like, I genuinely love this show. So I definitely love the fact that, every season has its theme. This season isn't as pretty and, glamorous as last season. Last season was a little more drama and things of that nature. So it shows real life from every aspect. The good, the bad, the ugly. Last season was a lot of fighting, a little bit cattiness, always out and about. And even the difference in the season change when it comes to Jamal as the creative director. Like, he told us at the beginning of the season, he is not going to be, the full-on executive, the full-on producer for all of the set scenes, and he wanted all of the cast members to produce when it came to their scenes. Make sure that you're recording. Make sure that you need him to come. If you need, the production team to come out to record, then, they can schedule the time and do so. And honestly, I hate the fact that, some of them did not take advantage of it. But at the same token, like we said, this is like a mental health awareness thing. Life is having its highs and lows, like the name of the episode, when it comes to this cast. So, big shout outs and prayers to all of them. So after the hospital scene, we head over to talk to Blue, baby Blue. Whoa, so we learned, okay, if you watch some of my other episodes, we learned about 2 episodes, I want to say, that Blue got a baby on the way, okay? I want to say this is her second child. They were waiting to see whether or not it was a boy or a girl. She goes to her OBGYN appointment, okay? She heads to the OBGYN, and she was explaining to us that she is more in tune with her body throughout this pregnancy, which is a beautiful thing. I'm not a mother. I don't have any kids, but a lot of moms tell me that every pregnancy is different, okay? One pregnancy, you know, you eating all the time. One pregnancy, you're sick all the time. One pregnancy, you get nose. Another pregnancy, you carry high. Another pregnancy, you carry low, depending on if it's a boy or a girl. Another pregnancy, you getting fat feet. Another pregnancy, you don't throw up at all. Maybe you sleeping all day. Another pregnancy, you ain't even hungry. Every pregnancy is different. And the mental hold is different as well. Some pregnancies, it's easy going. You know, some pregnancies lead to postpartum depression. You know, so when it comes to this one, she said that she's more in tune with her body. Oh, it's her third pregnancy. Sorry. I think she has 2 boys. Hopefully it's a girl. Respectfully, hopefully it's a girl. But this is her third pregnancy, and she's at the OBGYN, and lo and behold, they found a heartbeat. So I thought it was super sweet that Blue is opening up. I know everybody was giving her problems in the first season, and I did critique myself that I wanted to see more of Blue. I know she has a lot to offer, and I love the fact that we're soaking more into her personal life, especially from the aspect of her choosing to quit her job just for her to find out that she's pregnant right after. Honestly, when I tell you, this season has so many like mic drop moments, so much like plot twistings, and I'm super excited to see where it goes with this. I can't wait to virtually attend Blue's gender reveal, be there for the baby shower, see what gifts everybody's bringing. I want to see her baby daddy so I can try to visualize what this baby gonna look like, what this girl is going to look like. Like, I am super excited to see which direction we are going when it comes to all of this. You know, like I said before, we did not get to see a lot of Blue last season. This season, we see a little more. We got to follow her when it comes to her music work, watching her get to spend more time with some of the others. Last season, she spent more time with Vernisha. This time, you see her spending time with Damari, spending time with Jamal, letting Jamal know that she was pregnant in the first place when he was getting his hair did by her. Honestly, I'm loving seeing, you know, the raw of Blue, and getting to see her even move and things like that. Like, I love it for her. I really genuinely love this for her. So they got to hear the first heartbeat. Big shout out to Blue. I can't wait to see, you know, more of her when it comes to all of this. So after that, we go over to Vernisha. Man, like, I'm a little biased when it comes to it. I'm a little biased. I love Jamal, okay? That is my personal friend, okay? So when I see, you know, him feeling some type of way because somebody is playing with his emotions and they don't even realize it, in my head, I'm over here just like, I want to call him in the middle of the episodes like the episode is some real life happening right now stuff, even though they, you know, recorded last year. But it's still one of those things that like hit me personally because my friend is hurt. So like when it comes to Vernisha, Jamari calls to link for the first time. Him and Vernisha ended up linking. Okay. One thing I like about Damari, he is not biased when it comes to everyone. He's actually giving everyone a fair shot. I feel like Kia is the only one that like rubbed shoulders with him and they did not, you know, enjoy each other too much. But hopefully they're able to kind of sort of see eye to eye in some portion of the season, because we already know this is like the holiday period of the 2023 year. So hopefully they came into 2024 with good vibes, but nevertheless, he ends up linking with Vernisha for the first time. So we know that there was a back and forth in their group chat between him and Vernisha because they had the idea to do like an event, and Vernisha felt like, you know, they were trying to take her idea from up under her feet or whatever the case may be. And Damari was just like, whoa, I just got here. I'm just trying to help. Like, I'm just trying to be a part. You have a good idea. I want to help you execute it. I'm not trying to take your idea. And then the idea ended up falling flat. So honestly, she should have just took him on his offer to help, or, you know, let him be assistant or something. I don't know, but either or, they end up linking. They meet at this place called Off the Wall in Miami, and Damari is hoping to clear the air between her and Jamal when it comes to like the muddiness between their relationship, or however you want to call it. I call it muddiness because you can tell they both care about each other. Remember, a couple episodes back, Vernisha actually tried to link Jamal up with her friend or her go-to guy or whatever he was, to talk to him about, you know, pitching Surviving 305 series to a bunch of networks or whatever the case may be. And Jamal didn't end up going with it because he was already doing his own research and wasn't trying to get got. Which, respectfully, I understand. Like, this is his baby. So it's one of those things where you're not trying to just, you know, believe anybody that sells you a dream or take anybody's word for it, because you never know what it is that they talk about. Or, you know, they might try to put a price on your thing, and respectfully, he don't know him like that well enough to know that he has his attention, you know, full, you know, what he his full, what's the word? Jamal's good intention. We don't know if he has good intentions or has, you know, what Jamal wants in mind. So I get it. And then I also understand that he was not, you know, a direct link for any of these networks. So it kind of sort of was like an empty meeting in a way. I want to say that was one of the last times I seen Jamal and Vernisha sit down. So then basically, they ended up just doing, you know, doing hookah and vibing or whatever the case may be, taking shots. And Damari basically says that she's been extremely distant, and she said that she's been focusing on her health, her wealth, my grandmother passing, nursing school and everything going on with her. She's been working out. And he asked her why she doesn't work out with Ahmad. Now, we know, you know, the situation between her and Ahmad, it was left in a weird place. They have a history, they have a past. So I 100% understand Vernisha's answer when she said she doesn't want to mix business with pleasure when it comes to working out. She wants a coach that ain't looking at her in a sexual manner. She wants to be able to kind of sort of just, you know, be professional in that setting, because her body is her temple. I understand wholeheartedly. I understand completely. If you feel like Ahmad can't keep it 100%, you know, professional, then you might as well go to somebody who will. Like, especially if you've had relations with the person before, like, you kind of sort of know, you know, how they gonna act, how they gonna be, and whether or not you're down for, you know, their methods or whatever the case may be. So I get it. I get it 100%. So they discussed that. Damari actually ended up apologizing to Vernisha for judging her, you know, when he first met her, which I thought was very big of him, because I feel like you can easily, you know, kind of sort of get lost in the sauce when it comes to Vernisha, because she's like, she can be standoffish, she can be a little conceited, she can be to herself, she can be standoffish. I don't know. You can misread her. You can tell she has good intentions. You can tell that, you know, she's going through things in life. You can tell that she's transitioning. You can tell that she's on, you know, Miss Independent Woman and things of that nature. But she also means well. But she is also a sweetheart. But she also, you know, rides for her people, you know. And sometimes, you know, those circumstances butt heads when she is going through her own things. So it's one of those things where, like, I get it. You know, life is hard, and life sometimes be life in so much that you can lash out on other people, you know, in the process. Like, remember season 1, I was saying that she put a bad taste in my mouth for her when she was talking to her friends crazy. When she lost her, I think it was her Dolce and Gabbana bag after leaving the club or something like, no, they didn't even make it to the club. Before headed to the club, and she was talking all of them crazy, including Jamal, who ended up driving all the way there just for it to not be there, just for it to be in the car where they at. It was just like a lot. Imagine getting cussed out for somebody else losing their thing just for them to find it. Did he even get an apology? All of that was rubbing me the wrong way. But I understand that everybody goes through things in life. I just need her to grow out of that, because everybody goes through things in life, not just you, Vernisha. All right. So that being said, Damari ended up apologizing to her for passing judgment and things of that nature. And I thought, honestly, I thought that was beautiful. It was one of those things where, like I said, you could easily mistake her energy for, a bitch. But I don't think she really is one. So they ended up discussing her dynamic with Kia. When it comes to Vernisha's dynamic with Kia, it's so interesting because they don't really get along like that. Vernisha, I feel like, only gets along with Blue when it comes to the ladies. And it's just, they feel like Kia doesn't mean any harm. Like, she's sweet, but she does too much. And I can understand where they're coming from in that statement. Because if you even watch her confessionals, her demeanor, okay, how she carries herself, how she interacts with others, how she reacts to others, she's a little extra. She does a little too much. I thought she put a bad taste in my mouth at the beginning of the season when she expected Jamal to give her special treatment when it came to her casting to be a main stage feature on this season's of Surviving 305, because last year she wasn't a main cast member. This year she is, but she was about to not be, because Jamal asked her to turn in some simple paperwork and she wanted to act ass about it. And it's like, girl, who you think you is? Like, I wanted to fight for Jamal when he said that she said, oh, I just want to see, how it is before I do it. Kind of like if it's an amateur production, let me laugh at you from a distance, but if it's a banger, then I want to stamp my name on it. That's the type of energy that it gave when he said that's what she said. And I was just like, okay. And plus, I find it really strange that she is still friends with a homeboy that Jamal was dealing with last year. He who shall not be named. Okay? I feel like it's really, really ill. But at the same token, if they're friends, it is what it is. I'm glad Jamal does not pass judgment over any of them for, still being cool with him. But the way she set up, I think it was the bingo night. No, I think it was like a pool party. It was some event that she invited him to, and Jamal was just snapping like, girl, why did you invite him? Like, the extraness was really, really real, because he did not have to be there. Like, especially since he's not ooh, child, this hair is not cooperating, y'all. I ain't combed this out in a couple days. But she didn't have to do that. She did not, ooh, child. She did not have to do that. So it kind of, it put a bad taste in my mouth when it came to her. And, overprotective PYT was kind of sort of kicking in, because I low-key wanted to call Jamal right then and just be like, I know you effing lying. Like, that girl needs to not be on the show. But, can't be biased. There's going to be some people that, aren't always 100% for you, but they can be for the mess. And it's crazy because I don't strike Kia as messy per se, but she's for the mess. She's not messy, but she's for the mess. Like, I hope y'all understand the difference between, like, how I'm trying to explain it. She's not a messy person. She don't necessarily, like, start mess, but she'll finish it. If there's something going on, she's gonna pop her popcorn. Like, usually when there's smoke, there's fire. She's not going to try to put out the fire. She's going to entertain the fire. She's going to fan the flames. And that's dangerous sometimes. You don't always want people like that around you. So I get what they're saying when they say that she means no harm, but she does too much. Okay, like she doesn't want, wish, the bad upon none of them, but she does too much, which can be misinterpreted as like, who the hell, like she need to get slapped. Misinterpreted that she needs to get slapped. And Vernisha ended up saying that they tried to get to know each other, I guess. And on that tip, it became weird to a point in time where she was blowing up Vernisha's phone. And it's just like, girl, she even went to say that she was blowing up Vernisha's phone during her mother's funeral. Not after, not repass, during her mother's funeral. And it's one of those things where it's just like, that's what we mean by doing too much. Like, today I'm burying a loved one. Why are you blowing up my phone? Why are you not just sending condolences, sending me a nice little meme, a nice little gif, coming over to my house tomorrow, or sending me a nice little edible arrangement, a couple of flowers, whatever, sending what is it called? Not an urn, but the flower arrangements to my house. Like, why are you blowing up my phone? You knew what time it was. Like, girl, as much as I love my grandfather and my grandmothers, I wish somebody was blowing up my phone while I was attending their funerals. Rest in peace to all of them. Girl, what is happening? It's not that deep. Okay? Hold your horses. All right? Let's get these lashes on. So I thought that was strange. Like, that was just weird. They talked about, she also was blowing up her phone during her midterms. Like, we know that she's in nursing school. Imagine you sitting down trying to cheat on the low, and your phone light is going off and your phone vibrating because Kia is blowing up your phone in the middle of nursing school exam day. That thing had me like, I know you lying. But that was happening. They talked about Keisha a little bit, brought her up on the slide. I feel like both of them do not like Keisha. And I like the fact that they're both, able to relate to each other a little bit. I feel like this is a good, Damari's a good person to kind of sort of bring everyone. He's the good, glue of the group from what I can see. He gets along with every single one of them, except for a few. And he's able to kind of sort of, since he wasn't a part of season 1, he has an open perspective to everyone and is able to get to know them and is able to even introduce us to a different side of them because, this is the side of Vernisha that I want to see. This is the side of Vernisha we were looking forward to. Like, I loved her at the beginning of the season, but then there was little things at the beginning of the first season, but then there was little things that made me just like, I don't know, but I'm rooting for you, Vernisha. They slick man brought up Keisha, mentioned that she got a man. We know that she was talking about her man, going to business with her man. Remember she was married before, so the divorce is finalized. She got a man. All right, and they said, Vernisha basically says that she hopes that makes her hop off her dick about Ahmad. I hope so too, because that back and forth that they had at the beginning of the season was unnecessary, and hopefully they've let all the pettiness to the side, but it is what it is. So they mentioned that him and her possibly had sex because Damari was kind of unfamiliar with the dynamic and why there was kind of sort of tension between her and Vernisha. So Vernisha basically filled him in when it came to that situation. And respectfully, child, let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like they actually had relations. I feel like they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they did oral. I wouldn't be surprised if she gave him some good guap and he gave her some bop deep bop bop, in the words of Orlando Brown. I wouldn't be surprised. because I feel like there's sexual tension there, but not enough for me to jump to the conclusion that they went all the way. Like, I feel like they did something good. I can't jump to the conclusions of what they did. So let me know in the comments what you think about that theory. What else happened? So they mentioned they basically just caught Damari up for everything that happened last season when it came to her giving, Vernisha weird vibes from the very beginning, which I 100% agree to. I feel like Vernisha wasn't really stunting her, but it kind of sort of ended up happening that way because everybody kept trying to figure out what's going on between Ahmad and Vernisha. So it kind of sort of turned into a circumstance that led to them having, tension or whatever the case may be, based off of just everything that was going on around them. Like, it just happened that way. They were destined to not like each other. I ain't gonna hold you. They did give each other a fair chance, though. I will say that. I know Vernisha gave her a chance to work with her on her clothing line. I know Keisha gave Vernisha a chance as far as trying to help her with her business. Catalog Me Boutique. And they gave each other a fair shot. So, I don't know. Will they ever be friends? We gonna see. They both have fairly different personalities. They both are strong-minded women. They both don't like each other, and they both started on the wrong foot. So there is a chance that it may not happen. I feel like, I'm going to root for them from their independent lanes because I don't know. So they ended up talking about that. And yeah, that's where we kind of sort of finished off when it came to episode 10. So then they talked about the next time on episode 11, where Damari brings up Jamal and the elephant in the room between Vernisha and Jamal. So I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to go, because I don't know how Vernisha truly feels about Jamal. I know she briefly mentioned that she feels like, she just, doesn't want to be around any toxic energy. But then at the same token, Jamal isn't toxic energy. So I'm trying to figure out why she feels that way. But I feel like it's just a combination of Vernisha just going through some things and her misreading, her misinterpreting, or, being sensitive towards Jamal's delivery when it comes to certain things. Because I know, look, I modeled for Jamal's clothes before. So I know when he wants things, how he wants things, the delivery will be real Philly on you. Okay? Because he is from Philadelphia. Okay? And a Southern queen like Vernisha might look at him like, I know you effing lying. Like, who the hell you think you talking to? So I feel like Vernisha may just not know Jamal well enough to know that when he is passionate, it can be aggressive. So she's probably misreading him, which is leading her to wanting to kind of sort of treating him the way she feels like she's being treated, but that's not the case. I feel like that's what it is. I'm hoping that her and Jamal end up doing a sit down. I'm hoping that everybody ends up talking, finding out that Blue is pregnant. Let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like it's a boy or a girl. I'm rooting for Team Girl. She has 2 boys. Let's get a girl in the bunch. Let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like Keisha and Vernisha are gonna end up being friends. Let me know in the comments if you think that we're gonna see Keisha man. Okay? Hashtag Keisha's man. I'm trying to see something. Yeah, I'm excited about the rest of the season. I cannot wait to see, how it's gonna go and everything in between. And it looks like I am done with this look. Y'all, I did a little soft beat. I put a little lavender on the eyes. I didn't go too harshly, which I honestly don't mind. I just wanted to do something on the softer tip since I'm wearing this purple dress tonight. I mean, girl, I don't know my colors. Olive dress tonight. Just something, you know, a little light. So we got Profusing Face with the eyes. Lashes from Amazon, link in bio. Lips from ELF. That color, what color is this? This color is Wine Tour, okay? I added a liquid matte with the liner by Kiss. And then the lip gloss. You already know the mint oil lip gloss from your local beauty supply store. Talk to me nice. You already know the hair is provided by Allie Pearl. And altogether, the look is mostly LA Girl. A little bit of Fenty. And Anastasia Beverly Hills by way of the eyebrows. I really appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. You already know the next video that we talk about is going to be episode 11. We got to do our baddies look on the last episode. And I have a couple vlogs to put up. I have a couple catch-ups to do as far as POF, Meet Me, and all things social media when it comes to, you know, the apps and everything going on. All of these updates and things of that nature. Feel free to stay tuned, y'all. Make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe to Jamal Co. Productions, okay, to catch Surviving 305. Y'all, please, please, please follow me on all my social media platforms. Miss Pretty Young Thing, okay, Miss Pretty Young Thing Live, okay. Hit that Cash App. Hello, hit that Cash App. And do what you can to support your girl, Miss Pretty Young Thing. Y'all, we are ready. I'm gonna go get me some food. Until next time, respectfully.